Hey y'all, welcome back again. Here's another review video. This isn't going to be a review channel, but I will review stuff as I scroll it up and get time. We'll do one. So what I have here is a set of KnuKonceptz battery terminals. They call them the ultimate battery terminal. Dun, 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 dun. They look pretty cool when I seen them online. As of this moment, I didn't use them in my truck because I only have one 0 gauge running to the battery, so I didn't need it, but I think further down the line I will. But anyway, let's go ahead and bust this joint open and see what we got in the package. All right. So, what we have here in the package. Well, we have a positive and a negative terminal. All right, they got some cold plastic on the side, like shielding. All right, let's go ahead and get these out of that. We'll go ahead and get both of them out. So I guess you kind of don't need to take the plastic off. You really don't need to pull the plastic off and deform it. If you want to, I guess you could, but you don't need to. Let's pull it off just to show you guys what's underneath it, so you don't have to. So I took the 2 bolts out of the side, and let's take a look underneath the skirt. Alright, so it's just a chunk of, I don't know if that's aluminum. I don't know if they classify, let's see. They don't really state what the material is, at least in here. It looks like it's some sort of aluminum, coated aluminum, because that don't look just like regular old aluminum. But let's bring her up a little to you. All right, that's what it looks with the skirt off of it. All right, and then we can see how it uses the barrels. The 2 barrels and a screw to collapse this here, so when it goes onto your battery terminal. I hope that's big enough for my battery. I don't see why it wouldn't be, but let's go ahead and here's the cover. It's a nice plastic cover. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this back on so we can go over some of the features that I can see right off the rip that are cool on this product. Here we go. Alright, so it comes with 2 screws. I don't know if those are M4s or whatever. That's what they kind of seem like. They might be other size, or they might be standard. I don't know. It's an Allen key for sure. So here is the battery terminal. So what we have here on this side is, I think they say that's big enough to take 8 gauge or 0 gauge. Sorry. They say that this one here, the biggest hole, is big enough to take a 0 gauge, and then I think the one to this side of it is for 4 gauge. You have the 2 barrels in there for you have the 2 barrels in there for tightening and loosening the tie down itself, or the terminal itself. And what stopped me was so on the front there's a hole here, and then or the back there's a, depending on how you look at it, and then on the other side there's another hole here. You stick your Allen key in the front here to tighten it down or loosen it. You could also take that apart and flip it around so that you can do, and that's probably what I'm gonna wind up doing when I go to use these, is I'll have the tightening here on the terminal. Okay, this was something I wasn't sure these were going to come with. So that's kind of cool, because I was looking, when I purchased this, I was looking to see about these. And what these are here these are battery terminals. And these terminals go, and the cool thing is it does come with the hardware. So the hardware it comes with is an Allen keyed bolt, right? It comes with a lock washer, or just a plain old lock washer, and a regular flat washer. So you can stick this on like such. Lock washer on first, flat washer on, and then you can screw this in, tighten it down, and then now you have a secondary terminal on top. Now that would be cool for, I guess, like, obviously if you had another battery, or actually the cool thing about this is you hook this up, you put this on your car, you snake in your 0 gauge wire here on one side, you snake in a 4 gauge wire here on the other side, then you put this down on top of your battery, you bolt it to your battery, and then you take your existing terminal and pow, you slap, I'm just going to take this one, let's act like this is the existing car terminal, slap it on top, boom, tighten it down, and now you didn't have to cut up or remove your factory, mess with the factory harness. Now, some vehicles like my Hyundai, that has a big maxi fuse, or it has a special fuse, a special Hyundai fuse right on the terminal, right? So if I was using it in there, pow, I don't have to worry about that, and I can wire this. I'm not trying to stick a big old 0 gauge and any other stuff on a battery terminal. So there's your negative, there's your positive. I'm not gonna put the positive one together. I'm gonna stick this stuff back in here. Oh, and the cool thing about this is you can do the same thing on the other side, or you can also find terminals that will accept 4 gauge, 8 gauge, and I think even 0 gauge that has this same sort of modular deal to it. If you can see that, you can find them. I've seen them around. I was looking to actually buy a set of these because I didn't know if it would come with them, but of course it did, so I don't have to. But later down the road, if I feel the need to, then I will. Here's another notion, something I just noticed real quickly. The factory one that comes for if you were to use a regular ring terminal is shorter than the one that comes in the package. Only about like maybe, I don't know, 5 mil if that, for the battery post itself. So let's go ahead and take the short one, stick it back in there, and we will get back to using these at some point in time. Not sure if it's going to be with the Tacoma, the hard body, or the older Tacoma, or who knows, maybe even somebody else's ride. That could happen, and I'll just have to replace them. But it seems like a cool product. There is a few others out there. I happen to get these guys, and they seem to be pretty much exactly what I was looking for. So that's that on that. So please like, comment, subscribe, share, tell your friends about it, read all about it, and yeah, we'll have an addition to this when the time comes up to put these things to use. I'm gonna put them in a spot where they say visual so I don't forget about them. All right. Until then, peace out, y'all. Please have a good time. Enjoy.